For 500 years, a single pattern has decided the fate of nations. A rhythm of rise and fall, not of armies or kings, but of money. This is the story of 5 empires, one cycle, and a question that haunts our world today. Is the US dollar next? It all begins with Portugal in the 15th century, a tiny nation with giant ambitions. They didn't have gold or silver, but they had something more valuable: knowledge. Their revolutionary ships and navigation techniques opened up the spice routes of the East, making Lisbon the trade capital of the world. For a brief, shining moment, Portuguese currency was the standard. But their dominance was fleeting. They overstretched, their trade secrets were stolen, and a bigger, hungrier power was waiting in the wings: Spain. Spain's rise was built on a mountain of silver, literally. After Columbus, the Spanish conquistadors discovered the vast silver mines of Potosí in modern-day Bolivia. This single mountain bankrolled the Spanish Empire for a century. The Spanish Peace of Eight became the world's first truly global currency, accepted from Manila to Madrid. They were invincible. They controlled the Americas, parts of Europe, and the flow of global wealth. But this flood of silver became a curse. It caused runaway inflation, hollowing out their domestic economy. They spent lavishly on endless wars, drowning in debt. As Spain's power waned, a small, rebellious nation of merchants to the north was perfecting a new kind of empire. Enter the Netherlands. The Dutch didn't conquer with swords. They conquered with contracts. They invented modern finance. The first central bank, the Bank of Amsterdam. The first multinational corporation, the Dutch East India Company. Their currency, the guilder, wasn't backed by plundered silver, but by something more stable: trust in their financial system. Amsterdam became the world's clearinghouse. For 100 years, the Dutch guilder was the safest asset on earth. But like those before them, they grew complacent. They lost their competitive edge, fought costly wars with Britain, and their financial innovation was surpassed. The center of gravity of the financial world began to shift across the English Channel. The British Empire is where the pattern becomes crystal clear. Britain didn't just rule the waves, they ruled the world's money. How? Through the Industrial Revolution and the gold standard. The British pound sterling, convertible to a fixed amount of gold, became the undisputed global reserve currency. As good as gold wasn't just a saying, it was a global economic system centered on London. If you wanted to trade anything, anywhere, you did it in pounds. This financial dominance allowed them to build the largest empire in history. But 2 devastating world wars changed everything. Britain borrowed astronomical sums, mostly from an ascendant power across the Atlantic, to fund the conflicts. They were forced to abandon the gold standard. The empire was bankrupt. The torch was passed. In 1944, as World War II raged, leaders from 44 nations met in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire. They didn't just plan for peace, they designed a new world financial order. At its center was the US dollar. The dollar was to be the new pound sterling, the new guilder, the new piece of 8. It was pegged to gold, and every other currency was pegged to the dollar. America, with its untouched industrial might and 2/3 of the world's gold, was the only nation that could anchor the system. For a few decades, it worked. The world rebuilt, and America experienced a golden age of prosperity. The dollar was king. But the pattern is relentless. The Vietnam War and massive domestic spending programs put immense strain on the US economy. Nations began to doubt America's ability to back its dollars with gold. In 1971, President Nixon made a stunning announcement. The US was severing the dollar's last link to gold. The gold standard was dead. The dollar became a fiat currency, backed by nothing but the full faith and credit of the United States. Yet, it remained the reserve currency. Why? Because there was no alternative. The world was already priced in dollars. Oil, the lifeblood of the global economy, was traded exclusively in dollars, the so-called petrodollar system. This created a permanent, artificial demand for US currency, allowing America to run enormous deficits and pile on debt at a scale that would have crushed any other nation in history. This is the stage we are in now. Look around. Do you see the echoes of history? A dominant nation with the world's reserve currency, unprecedented levels of national debt, a loss of manufacturing competitiveness, rising internal division and a political system that seems unable to solve long-term problems. Meanwhile, new economic powers are rising, building their own trade networks and financial systems, and openly questioning the dollar's dominance. So, where does this leave us? The fall of the British pound offers a chilling parallel. It didn't happen overnight. It was a slow decline, a gradual loss of confidence over decades. The pound is still a major currency, but its global throne is a museum piece. The US dollar is facing the same long-term pressures. It's not about a sudden crash tomorrow, but a gradual erosion. A slow fade, one debt at a time. Every empire believes its currency will last forever. The Spanish believed in silver. The British trusted gold. And we trust paper backed by nothing but confidence. But confidence is fragile. The moment the world stops believing, history begins repeating. Maybe the dollar survives. Maybe it evolves. But the 500-year pattern tells us one thing is certain. No empire is eternal. The question is not if. The cycle will turn again, but when? And what will come next? For 500 years, the world has danced to the same rhythm, the rhythm of empire. Portugal mastered the seas. Spain mined the silver. The Dutch built the trade routes. Britain ruled with gold. And America built an empire on the dollar. Each believed their system was eternal. Each thought this time was different. But the pattern never changes. Innovation sparks the rise. Confidence fuels the peak. Debt triggers the fall. Today, the US dollar sits at the center of global trade, just like the pound once did. But the same warning signs that ended the British era are flashing again. Endless borrowing, rising inflation, military overreach, and a world slowly searching for alternatives. Maybe the dollar holds on. Maybe it evolves. But if history teaches one thing, it's that no empire ever believes it's the last. Because currencies aren't just paper, they're stories. Stories the world agrees to believe in. And when belief fades, power follows. So ask yourself, is the dollar the end of the cycle or the beginning of the next one? Subscribe to HistoroMystic, because this isn't just about history, it's about your future, your money, and the next chapter in the story of global power. If you want to understand the hidden forces that shape our world, stay tuned to HistoroMystic for more deep dives into the patterns that built and broke civilizations. Thanks for watching.